and welcome to my channel. My name's Angela and this is Devon Thread Tales. Thank you so much for joining me today. Today I'm going to be talking to you all about the Sew Upcycle 25 challenge that is being hosted over on Instagram at the moment by the very lovely Becky, who is Notes from the Sewing Room, and Karen, my very dear friend, So Little Time. So they put together this challenge a few years ago, and I have to confess I have not ever been involved in this challenge for one reason or another, but mainly I'm not really much of an upcycler, which I don't know, lots of people probably tell me off for that, but I just like making things from scratch. I don't tend to adjust things, change things, etc, etc. So it's never really been my thing. But it happens to have fallen right in line at the same time as my daughter requesting a couple of things. So it has fallen at the right time, and I thought I would talk about that with you. So before I get going on that, I'm just going to very quickly go through some of the rules, and I'm going to put some of the details up on the screen here. But before I do, can I just point out my very, very lovely little autumnal gonk? Isn't he cute? I don't know why, but I've not really had anything like this before, but I saw him in a shop and I just really liked him and I thought, oh, gonna get that. Anyway, sidetracking. So, right, on with the rules. First of all, and again, I'll pop them up, the more detailed information up on the screen, and then I'll put sort of a very basic rundown on the screen. So you need to make a garment or a bag for yourself or someone else. Unfortunately, the rules state that you aren't allowed to make anything for a pet. So it's just a human thing. And it can be made out of anything that you have in your house, like a tablecloth, bedspread, old curtain, old clothing, or you can actually go and buy some clothing from a charity shop and use something like that. The only rule is it's not really meant to be something that you make with a piece of scrap fabric that you have, because that's just like making something from scratch, isn't it? So I guess that's the reasons behind that. So during the month of October, if you would like to share a little sneak peek, but not your finished item, on Instagram, you can share that by using the hashtag SewUpcycle25WIP or WIP, and that's for your sneak peeks. And then you reveal your final make, showing an image of the original garment or original item, and then how you've changed that and put it into a new one, and that's on the 31st of October, and that's using the hashtag SewUpcycle25 and making sure that you tag Becky and Karen. So there are lots and lots of sponsors for this challenge. I was going to say charity then, for this challenge, and it's so lovely how the sewing community come together and support each other, and there's some wonderful sponsors. So there are lots of prizes up for grabs, and I'll put those up on the screen. And there's also a vlogger tour going on, and again I'll put the details of that up on the screen. So please do go and check out some of the other vloggers and all of the different ideas that they have. And if you have Instagram, go and check that out on Instagram as well, as I'm sure there'll be lots and lots of inspiration over there. So like I say, this all coincided with my daughter saying that she would really like something made out of a couple of garments that she's got. So I'll show you the garments first of all. I have two different garments. One of them is a garment that she bought herself from a shop, and that is a jersey style dress. So I will show you this. I want to say it's very similar to the Megan Nielson Fringe Dress, except for it's made out of jersey fabric. So like I say, it's all stretchy, and she really likes the colour, and that's why she bought it. But she is only 21, and it does look a little bit old-fashioned on her, I'm not going to lie. So I can understand why she's decided she doesn't want to keep it anymore. And she said, it's such a shame because I really like the colour of it. I wish I could have a t-shirt or something made out of it. And I was like, oh, I think I've got just the ticket. So I have a Tammy Handmade Naya t-shirt, and this is what that looks like. Apologies, it's in black and white, but this is what I got printed. So Tammy Handmade Naya, it's a very relaxed style t-shirt, and I think it has built-in sleeves and then little cuff details, and it's one of the simplest t-shirts you can make. And I think you can make this up in literally about half an hour to an hour. So it is very, very good. And it's very, very popular when it first came out. Now I have a version of this and I'd made it, I want to say in the medium. It was the second size up from the smallest size. And it's a little bit too roomy on me, but it's fine. So I got her to try that on and it was a bit roomy on her. She's similar-ish size to me, so I knew it was a good judge. But she said she preferred it a bit smaller. So I've literally just cut out the size below, as in the paper pattern. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to cut the skirt off from the bottom of the dress. And I'm going to make up that t-shirt for her. And I should have it made up, you know, in a jiffy, really. I should be able to make that up really, really quickly. And I have thought, I wonder if I could do anything with the top half, so that is then just a t-shirt. And if I can play around with it and see if I can do something like that, then I'll do that as well. But my main priority is to get the Tammy Handmade Naya out of the skirt of this dress. So the next garment that I have from my daughter is one that I actually made her previously. So I really feel like this is a great thing to upcycle, because not only is it something that I'd already made and made for her, then, you know, I'm upcycling it again and making it wearable again. So I made her the Deer and Doe Givre dress. I had to think then what it was. The Deer and Doe Givre dress quite some time ago in this absolutely gorgeous stripy fabric, which I think was from Andrea Beyond the Pink Door, but I can't actually remember. I do remember that Andrea made a version of this for her daughter as well. It is such a lovely dress. It's really, really nice. In fact, if I can find an image of it, I'll put a picture of Ellen in it up here when I first made it. Anyway, Ellen's been having a good old clear out of her clothes, and she's been taking some clothes to the charity shop, and she's been selling a few on Vinted as well. And she said whenever the girls are getting rid of clothes that I've made them, they always sort of ask my permission first, if it's like one of my children or something that they're giving away, which I think is quite funny. And she said, oh Mum, I'm really sorry, but I want to get rid of this dress, and do you mind, and is that okay? And I was like, yeah, that's fine. It's a bit, and I said, I'm a bit gutted because I think that dress looks really lovely on you, and you know, I'm a bit upset that you don't want to wear it anymore, because I really like it. It's just not her style anymore. And she said, yeah, but I don't like wearing figure hugging dress quite like that anymore, and you did make it for me when I was 15 or 16. I was like, wow, I didn't realise that. So I said, well, what about if I made it into a t-shirt? She was like, yes, that'd be brilliant. So she tried it on so I could see where to cut it for the length of t-shirt, and it was just far too small for her. You know, like she said, I made it for her when she was 15 or 16. She's 21 now. She's grown a little bit, and it was just too small. So she was like, oh, I'm really, really gutted. And then she said, would you be able to make me a pair of boxer shorts? So kind of like underwear for girls that look like boys stuff. Because she said, I just think they're really, really comfortable. And I sort of looked at the dress and I thought, well, yeah, I probably could get that out of that. So I had a little Google. Now, I've ordered a pattern, bought a pattern, and I am going to make it, and I'm going to make it out of this. Now, whether I make this again afterwards or not, I don't know. But the idea was, if she liked it, I've always got scraps of, you know, jersey fabric. I could make these for her. But when I ordered the pattern and downloaded it, I realised that the boxer short pattern, it doesn't have a gusset. And I don't know if that will cause problems and won't be very comfortable. I'm not sure, but anyway, I'm gonna give it a go. So I haven't got the pattern with me now. I've asked my husband to very kindly print it for me, so he's hopefully bringing it home later tonight. But I'll put an image up on the screen of what it looks like. So I bought this from Etsy, and it is by Battle Francine Patterns, and it's the Elsie Micro shorts, and it literally has 2 fronts, 2 backs, and either 2 waistbands or 1 whole waistband. I can't remember now. So it's a really, really simple pattern, but she just says, I really like wearing like proper big pants, and I think that this would be really nice. And I was like, okay, well, I'll give it a go. And I think I've got plenty from this dress that I'd be able to I'd be able to use. So I'm quite excited about making those up for her. I think that would be really nice, and she should really enjoy wearing them. So that is both of my ideas for that. Oh, and I will just say, if you have any other boxer short pattern ideas that you have used that have been successful, do let me know in the comments below, because I'm always up for hearing about new patterns as well. So that'd be really great. Anyway, like I say, I am going to make this one, the Battle Francine Patterns Elsie Micro shorts, but you know, if she doesn't find them quite as comfortable, then it'd be good to have other options for another time. So that is what I'm going to be making for the Sew Upcycle Challenge. I'm quite looking forward to doing that because, like I say, I've not got involved with it before, and I really do want to support the two lovely ladies that are running it, Becky and Karen. Please do let me know if you are taking part, and if you are, what are you going to be making and what are you going to be making it from? And do you like upcycling, or is this something that is new to you and you're going to give it a go? I'd be really interested to find out. Anyway, once again, thank you so much for joining me on this video today. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to give me a thumbs up, a hi and hello in the comments. And if you're new here and you like what you watched today, don't forget to subscribe. Thank you so much. Take care, everybody, and I'll see you all again soon. Happy sewing. Bye.